Hi all, right, welcome back to Enemy Action Kharkov, Soviet Solo, Take 2, Part 35, I think. It's funny, you can never remember the numbers. I put a few together today though, so I've got an excuse a little bit. Right, well, things didn't quite go to plan. We were all hopeful that we had just activated Pop-Off. We were all hopeful that we would spend an impulse in between to replace a point in Pop-Off and then activate 2 stacks and then use the 2 stacks to come down, and we had it all worked out that we had 20 strength and 5 to 1 odds on this guy, but it all went kind of horribly wrong in that attack there, didn't it? Ended up having to disperse to save a couple of hits, really. Seemed to make sense, I think. So we worked it out. The best option would be to carry out the engineers event. In what order did we do these? I think I do the replacement point first, just in case the Germans put an IP on a unit that we're adjacent to. That might be something that I really want to take off, because that's, what was it I said? Engineers in 3 non-town or non-city hexes. Place an IP on a friendly supplied unit or remove an IP from an enemy unit adjacent to a friendly unit. So there'll be an impulse in between for them. I'll let them do that. So this is the first of us carrying out a replacement point. I should be able to just look at the replacement point. It's on the player aid, I think, isn't it? Well, I was pretty sure it was. Hang on. Sign replacements, there we go. So, yeah, resolve replacement command by applying 1 or 2 replacements there. Well, we always only get 1. The Germans sometimes get 1, sometimes get 2. So from turn 3 onwards, assign 1 replacement point to mobile group Pop-Off. However, we've got to prioritise, and the first priority is a 1-step non-mech unit on the map. So we flip a supplied 1-step non-mech unit on the map to 2-step side. And then, yeah, basically that's it. And we need to be in supply and able to trace supply. I know the Germans need they need the reserve. They need to be in supply and able to trace reserve supply, I think. An on-map Soviet unit must be in supply, in a hex in support, and from which supply can be traced in order to receive replacements. Right. And then the units that can't be replaced: a unit with 2 or more steps, a unit consisting of only 1 step at full strength, a unit in a stack with 6 steps. This is one of the things I talked about. A unit in the reserve units box, a destroyed unit, a Soviet unit in a hex outside Soviet support. So, okay, so, but we do need to prioritise a non-mech unit, yeah, and it doesn't matter if they're dispersed, we looked at that. So these 2 guys are not, although they're 1 step, these are both mech units, so we're looking to see if we can get a non-mech unit before we're allowed to touch them, basically. So they're not getting involved, as are these 2. And then these 2 as well, but these are not, these are a 2 and a 3 strength unit, 3 step, sorry. But it's in this stack that we're going to find our winner. So there we go. So it's between one of these 2 units I can choose, and it's my choice. The Germans would clearly take the lower selector number, as will I. He turns into an 18. I noticed they were slightly different. That's a 19. I'm sure there was one that was like, the numbers on the back were slightly different, in sequence to the numbers on the front. Maybe I'm imagining that. So I'm going to take this guy and I'm going to replace his point. So, basically just repaired what damage happened in the last attack, but Yeah, it was, that makes it more annoying actually, because I thought we were going to be repairing this guy, and then when we go into the next turn, okay, we're not going to draw this card because it's a supplemental card, and we'll not get it next turn. But I mean, I don't know if there's another card. Nah, my guess is there'll not be. Yeah. So I think that's why we need to take advantage of it this turn, because we're not going to see it next turn. So it's a slow process, in particular for us. We only get 1 point. That's cruel, Mr. Butterfield. That's cruel, honestly. Anyway, okay, it's obviously been done for a reason. Wonder. I think it was the same in the Ardennes a bit, wasn't it? And the thing is, by the way, we see with these all these things. Like I said, I've been reading the German solo rules as well recently, and it's not that things swap about. When we play the German solo and we're playing as the Germans, right? We do get to assign 1 or 2 replacement points, and the Soviets are restricted to just 1. So it's not that this is an AI thing. It's obviously a German and Soviet thing, you know. So that's what I seem to come across with. There's another thing as well. What's some of the other things? Oh yeah, building IPs. You know how we can only build 1 IP, and the Germans at the moment can build 2. Well, no, sorry, not 2. They can build as many as they want. And we are restricted to 1. Well, that's when you play the German solo, it's the same. The Soviets are restricted to 1, and the Germans can do multiple. Pretty sure that's right, anyway. So, like I say, it's an AI thing. It's just a Soviet-German thing. Okay, well, that's our impulse over. Yeah, we used that card to do that. Ugh, yuck. Right. Yeah. Well, that's what it is. Okay, so German impulse. Yeah, we're going to finish this turn, aren't we? Unless, like I say, the Germans do draw something in the next 2 impulses that are like really complex. But right, Core Rouse again. So still not third core. Core Rouse Kampfgruppe card. Did we not just have one of these? We can't guard the camps. That's not. There's a misprint in there somewhere, isn't there? I think. Is that not in the back of the book? Yeah, E32. Is that what that card does? Yeah. The first event is guard the gaps, not camps. So it's just a misprint. It's guard the gaps. But I've not actually came across that event yet. I don't think. So it's not applicable in this turn 1 to 3, and then 5 to 6. Well, that event is Titan Command. So, but we're not getting to see that either because we're on turn 4. So deploy all core reserves. There is none. Activate the Rouse unit with the most Rouse units in its 2 hex radius, and all those units and all units stacked with those units. Yeah, we did. Did we not see a core Rouse Kampfgruppe card recently? There we are. Yeah, we did. Oops, tweezers on the floor. That was only 2 or 3 impulses ago. Anyway, yeah. So it's the same situation though. In fact, I don't think we didn't do anything, did we? This is one we had to draw another card. Yuck. And has anything changed? I don't think so. No, that's not happening. Just try to see if I'm proximate to the... Right, well, there's one guy in there. Oh, yeah, because we're only going to get to activate 1 of them, aren't we? Because it's a Kampfgruppe card. Yeah, that's why I wasn't able to look to see if this guy could build an IP, because we didn't do that, did we? So, yeah, it comes down to the easternmost option, because I'm either going to have to pick one of the 3. It's not going to activate anybody else. And they're not stacked with anybody else either. So then the preference is easternmost. So it's going to activate this guy again. Can we not just whiz through this, Grant? Because this is exactly this. I don't think anything's changed. Although we are going to have to draw cards. Right, not buying Soviet lines. Move to VP hex. No, right. I'm gonna get through this quick, and hopefully I don't blunder my way through it. Can't move to a VP hex. No. Right, 3. If in dangerous surround, it is not. Yeah, nothing's changed. I mean, yeah, we can't get there. We need to come around and in from there. And in fact, no, he's always going to have an out as well, isn't he? So, no, right, so let's draw 2 action cards. It's not that I really need to speed my way through this, but it does, I just, because I know it's going to be another card draw, I think. Right, so bold attack. I'll put it there. Right, bold attack wants a situational strength greater than or equal to 1.5 times. Yeah, it's not happening, guys. It's not happening. Let's move on. Escape the pocket. The situation is the active unit is surrounded or in dangerous surround, not in a city or German map edge hex and adjacent to hex and German supply. It is not in dangerous surround. It is not surrounded. Let's just move on. Okay, that's 4 and 5. 6. Move to hex. Remove dangerous surround from or enable supply trace from another German occupied hex. No. Yeah, nothing's changed. Nothing's changed, Grant. You're gonna find nothing. If in non-VPX and Soviet unit proximate to enter garrison German VPX, move to that move to the hex that prevents Soviet proximity. No, place an IP on the unit if eligible on Soviet unit proximate. No. Yeah, we can't get anybody down. Into here. It's not. I think it's not far away, but 1, 2. No, it's 1, 2, 3, 4 for that infantry. Yeah, and it's infantry. No, it's not. But this is more costly for the mech because it's 1 to cross the minor river and 2 into. So it actually costs him 3, 4, 5, 6. So he doesn't get there either. And there's no other way. 1, 2. Wait now. 3, 4, 5, 6. Yeah, I mean I can get to there. I cannot get to there, and doesn't matter anyway. We can't get to there, Grant. Yeah, he's not. Oh no, we're trying to get proximate just to give him an IP. Yeah, but we can't get in there. But the whole point was to see if we could get proximate. Well, we can't. That I can see. No. Right, and then remove disperse markers from the units. There's none to remove. So we're drawing another card again. Yeah. So that means they're going to be closing in on their deck this time, I think. By the looks, right. Third core this time. Yeah, there we go. Well, it had to happen at some point. I mean, there's bound to be at least 3 third core cards, I would say, in the deck. And we'd only come across 1. So deploy all third core reserves. There's none. Turn 1, we are not on. Turn 3 plus replaced. Oh, that's going to carry out replacements. Because it's got 2 eliminated units in the eliminated units box. Yeah, that's what it's going to do. So there's nothing on map. These are all full strength. Yeah. These are all full strength, and I think that's. Oh no, my bad. Well, it's just going to do what the second SS unit's done, isn't it? They're going to repair. So replace 2 steps in third core. They've got 2 steps on the map. They do have, if you can see, 2 units up in the eliminated units box. I'd prefer they just stayed where they were, but you can see they're going to keep coming back. So we flip that to 7. We flip that. See, there you go. Look at this. So that's how they work. That's handy that it came up just when I was talking about it. This is selector number 18, right? And this is selector number 17. So when this guy flips, he flips to a 7. And when this guy flips, he flips to an 8. Is that right? Or am I thinking of it wrong? Yeah. This is a lower selector number. Right? But when we flip them, this is a lower selector number. So, not quite sure about the whole thing of that, but I don't. It's probably irrelevant, but so yeah, they both repair, and that's that really. They're in that city. 2 replacement points. They needed to be in supply and be able to trace reserve supply. They can do that. It's going to pick them on the map because they're infantry units before it looks at the eliminated units box. If they had been mechanised units, it might have looked for. I think it would have looked for infantry in the eliminated units box, but that wasn't the case. So they both take their replacements. That's that card over. So we never got to see, but they're still going to get 1 card draw. Right, might as well push on then. So we're going to do engineers then, I suppose. We've not really got much, well, not a great choice really. We could do some other weird things, but... So engineers, in 3 non-town or non-city hexes, place an IP in a friendly supplied unit or remove an IP from an enemy unit adjacent to a friendly unit. Well, like I said before, there's no enemy units with IPs on them that are adjacent to a friendly unit. We've got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, and they're not adjacent to a friendly unit. So I'm going to get 3 IPs and pick 3 places to put them. This isn't brilliant, but I have said we are settled in. We're going to sit and, I don't know, maybe you're laughing and thinking that this is a daft thing to be doing, you know, that because I need to get victory points to win the game, but I think I just feel that maybe you need to settle. Oh, right, sorry, my dog. My doggy's here, so you're right there. Right, okay. Yeah, I don't know. Maybe after this game I'll realise and then say, right, okay, this is how we should be doing it, Grant, and start another game. Yeah, I'll take. So I think we should still find 3 here. It was 3, yeah? And 3 non-town, non-city hexes, right. So I think I said, actually I'm not sure I can do it in dispersed units anyway. Does it say a friendly supplied unit? No, it doesn't say. But I don't think I would wipe you on these guys are going to make a move, and these guys are probably going to make a move as well. But we had the opportunity to build an IP for them. These guys are. Oh, wait a minute. What about him? That's not a town. That seems like a good idea. Right, I thought I had my 3 hexes sorted then, but that's now 4 that I want. So yeah, just glancing across that long range, we want these guys moving. We want the city, town. These were the 2 that I was considering being the other 2. That's in a town, that's in a city. So these are only 2 options up that way. And then even down here. In fact, the 3 that I picked are our only 3 options. This was the other one. Well, apart from these, but I need to double check if you can do it on disperse units as well. However, I didn't think about this. I'm thinking this guy's in a VP hex, but it's not. It just says non-town, non-city. However, is there a fear? Well, I'll tell you what. If we drew the card, if we drew 40 core right now, and it was command value of 4 or 5, the card, or if we activate this unit and it was a command value of 4 or 5, and we drew that Soviet's exposed card, I think that would be taking a hit. Whereas if I put an IP on it right now, that wouldn't be the case. Okay, you've convinced me, Grant. Right, so I'll build an IP on that guy. And, I mean, well, you know what? I've got two other choices. This one's got 3 units in its hex. And these other 2 options, this one's got 3 units in the hex. And this one's got 1 unit in the hex. So I'm going to go with that one for the second one. Third tank are probably not going to be just, well, I'm saying they're not going to be sitting tight. I've said that I just want them to, but I don't know how long that's going to be. I'm going to have to try and do stuff. So I don't think it's wise to put the other one on that. So I think I will double back and put it on this, even though there's 3 units in the hex. Oops. He's in a clear hex as well, whereas the other one's in a woods, which I'm not sure comes into situational strength as well, does it? I think we looked at that and there was a lack of that. But I felt like it was in it before, in the previous game. Situational strength. It's not that one, it's in this one, I think. Yeah, it doesn't care if the hex is clear. Yeah, it used to get a negative to it being clear. That doesn't apply. But it used to get a positive to being forest. Or maybe woods, maybe. But yeah, that's changed up quite a bit. So there is that. Right, that's it. That's me. I'm done. Not spectacular. I would have liked to have done this whole have a go at this for the last impulse. That would have been nice, but yeah, that attack went horrible, didn't it? And to get that A1 at the very end when we didn't need any more hits on, we'd eliminated the unit, and to get another A1 to just rub salt into the wounds. Okay, that's our last card played, so the Germans are going to get one more impulse, and then we'll get the end of turn situation finished off. Yuck. And you know where 3rd Corps are? 1st Panzer Army. Okay. Right, deploy all reserves in 1st Panzer Army. There's none. It's not turn 1 and 2. Activate all 1st Panzer Army units within 2 hexes off the 1st Panzer Army unit with the most 1st Panzer Army units in its 2 hex radius. So, well, here we go. So, I don't think we can move further away from here. In fact, I think they're going to activate them all. Now, however, this is not a 1st Panzer Army unit, is it? And he does activate, but only through 4th Panzer Army. That's right, isn't it? However, like I say, the Kampfgruppe is going to go. Well, whether it's a Kampfgruppe, it is when you play as the Germans, I think. Here, I think. So activate all 1st Panzer Army units within 2 hexes of the 1st Panzer Army unit with the most 1st Panzer Army units in its 2 hexes. So that grabs himself 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Doesn't get him. 6, 7, 8. That grabs 8. I'm not going to beat that. The only other units in 1st Panzer Army are that guy down there. He's on his own. And the 2 that are in the city, which doesn't beat 8. So that's going to be our activation hex. Activate all 2 hexes. Okay, give me a sec. Yeah, so it doesn't try to grab any other units or units stacked. It's just specifically taking 1st Panzer Army units, that one. And just to confirm, the next bullet down where I'm looking, 8.13 unit activation. The 4th Panzer Army card that's where Corps Reich units are considered part of 4th Panzer Army for this activation. So he is not part of this activation because it's the 1st Panzer Army card. So we are indeed activating 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. Oh, and himself. 8. Right, I'm gonna. Well, that's no. I don't think I need it. I'm gonna carry it out now anyway. The thing is that this might take a little bit of time, I suppose. Not sure what's going to happen here. Right, well, let's just get started on it. I would have liked. Well, it's just caught me I could do a break. And I thought, well, if this is quiet, I'll do that and then I'll come back and do the end of turn swap. Well, we'll see. I can always just pause the camera. It's not that I need to. It's not a major break where I'm. Right, if behind Soviet lines, no. Right, move to VP Hex. Just going to move the card out of the way now. Have a wee look. Well, yes, there is a VP Hex. They are proximate to it, but if it's a German VP Hex, only if it's empty or garrisoned, and a Soviet unit would be proximate after the move. It's not quite the case. I mean, even these guys here, these are about the closest we've got, I think. 6 movement, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. I'm still only 2 short actually. It's not that far. Actually, that's only 1 short then, isn't it? Because it's proximate after the move. So once this unit moves in there, if I was proximate, so if I could reach this hex, that would apply. Oh, I've got a garrison in the way. I didn't count that, did I? Right, I didn't. So it makes it even worse. We'd be doing this in ascending order. It's too far away, Grant. Come on. Move on. Yeah. We're not going to have a Soviet unit proximate to any hex round about that after the move. Right, move on. And there's not a Soviet hex that they can move to as well. No, Soviet VP hex. Right, if in dangerous around. Well, we've been here, I think, a few times recently, and none of them are in dangerous round. Yeah, we're going to draw cards, so that could be interesting if we draw a card. Draw a couple of action cards. But none of them are in dangerous round, so we can move on. So now we draw 2 cards. Right, okay. Right, let's see what we get. What's going on? You know what? We've been right through the deck. This is the last 2 cards of the deck again. We've been through it twice. Right, 2 cards. We've got deployed garrison and fighting withdrawal. Right, okay. So 8 and 19. So it's 8 we're looking at first. I'll put it there. Okay. Place 1 garrison empty, position X meeting all these criteria. German reserve supply. Within 3 X is supplied active German unit to which the Soviet unit is proximate but not adjacent. Okay, this is one that probably happens then, I'm looking at this X maybe. So removes dangerous round from a German unit as a priority. Not going to happen. We did have, obviously, there was a German unit down here that was surrounded, but he's gone. So yeah, lowest numbered hex, but I still feel like I want to look at this hex here, I think. because it's within 3. It's in German reserve supply. Sorry, it's in German reserve supply. It's within 3 hexes of supplied active German unit. Hang on the grant. To which the Soviet unit is proximate but not adjacent. But then we're looking for the lowest numbered position hex. What about here? This is 59. Well, this is 51. This is 50 but adjacent. Well, that's not within 3, but that one's 1, 2, 3 away. And it's 50? 51. So is there any lower hex within 3? No, I don't think so. So just double checking. In German reserve supply. Yeah. Yeah, no problems. Within 3 hexes supplied active German unit. 1, 2, 3. Yeah, these are active. And to which the Soviet unit is proximate but not adjacent. So this guy is 1, and then it's 1 across the river, isn't it? Yeah, so it's 1, 2, 3. Yeah. Think so. And then the preference of removing dangerous round from a German unit was none of that needs done. And then its lowest numbered position. And that's 51. Well, 50 is not within 3 anyway, Grant. But it's also adjacent to a Soviet unit. So, yes, here I think. Now it is in the other army area, but there's nothing to stop that from happening. Place 1 garrison and an empty position hex meeting all these criteria. Yeah. Okay, feels right. He says confidently. Okay, so that's done, but we still look at the other card because check other drawn card, conduct if situation applies. Okay, what we got? Fight and withdrawal. Situation, active unit, this is going in descending order. Active unit surrounded and adjacent to a hex in German supply, or in which the unit would not be surrounded. Active unit surrounded, right, okay. There's no units that are active that are surrounded. So I'm moving on. Okay. That's our action cards done with. Let's say that needs shuffled up again. Although it shouldn't be getting used again because this is the last impulse, isn't it? Yeah, okay. Right, so where am I now? We're at action step number 6. So move to a hex that removes dangerous surround from or enables supply trace from another German occupied hex. Been here quite a few times with some other units around this area, so don't think we need to look any further than that, to be honest. No, I'm not feeling that the need. Again, the only guy, this guy's in dangerous around, but yeah, I think we looked at this before, but not one of the units could reach a hex that helps him out. Yeah, it's not happening. So 7, if in non-VP hex in Soviet unit proximate to enter garrison German VP hex, move to hex that prevents Soviet proximity to that VP hex. No, because we've checked. There's no Soviet units proximate to any VP hexes, German VP hexes. So not happening. So are we going to get something? We're going to get IPs, aren't we? Well, I guess that's not terrible then. So place IP on unit if eligible on Soviet unit Proxima in descending order. This is probably the highest one, 15. Are we? I think we are. 1, 2, 3. So he's getting an IP. He's getting an IP. He's getting an IP. And he's getting an IP. Yeah, the 4 hexes are getting IPs, aren't they? See, if only if this had came before I played my engineers, then I might have took some of them off. Oh no, I couldn't. I need to be adjacent, don't I? Yeah. So it's like they're having a laugh there. Eh? I put 3 IPs on and they're putting 4 on. Just making fun of me. That's right, innit? And we don't. There's not a restriction with them. Like I say, I think when it comes to the Soviets, we are restricted. As long as it's eligible and there's Proxima. Yeah. Just gonna double check, just in case. Hang on. Yeah, I don't see anything that restricts it. It does highlight that we can only place the Soviets can only place on 1 IP. It highlights that, but as for the Germans, no, it's all good. Okay, so we've got 4 IPs. One in there. Right, I'll get 4 IPs. 1 on here, 1 on here, 1 on here, 1 on here. Okay, there we are. So that's basically all they've done. My first Panzer Army car. Well, they've got a garrison as well in here, so I guess I was kind of thinking they might get a bit more aggressive, but maybe it's waiting to come in next turn. Let's say the action steps change up in turn 5, start doing different things in different ways maybe. Okay, so that's the last impulse of the turn. Let's check how many cards they did have left. Ooh, only 4, so that wasn't very good from our point of view, I don't think. Right, I could do with taking a break here, so we will. It's only at 37 minutes. I'll just pause this, so I'll be back shortly. Okay. Right, okay. I had things on pause for quite some time. We're getting dinner, etc. I was just coming back to finish the end of the turn, and I know that we move on to turn 5, and I know the support kicks in, but I expected to see something on the sequence of play, but I can't see it. Maybe I'm missing it. I don't know. I looked in the rule book as well as the back page. So I went into Soviet support and page 39, 14.5 Soviet support, and from turn 5 then, yeah, that's when you've got to check on Soviet support. From turn 5 to 7, the Western support line is in effect throughout game turns 5 to 7 and throughout any turn thereafter in which the Soviet player starts the turn with at least 21 victory points. So, yeah, I thought that might have been on the sequence of play, but it's possible, like I say, it's possible I'm missing it, but okay. So it's just that's what I was looking at to end the turn, you know. I figured that it might have been something that decided at the beginning of the turn. No, I'm not seeing that. Right, okay. End the turn, right, so, right, this is turn 4. Oh, yeah, we need to check for victory or defeat. Okay. Yeah, can't really stretch much. I've got to have my phone plugged in because I'd left it unplugged and the battery's a bit dead. So if we have less than 12 victory points right now, we get a German strategic victory. Fortunately, we've got 21 points. We would need greater than 25 for a Soviet strategic victory, but however, there's an asterisk to that saying that we need to own one of the cities. Sorry. So I suppose, I got 21 points. First game try-in. I actually possibly could have ended up with 22 if that battle had went a bit better. Well, actually, No, I could have definitely ended up with 22 if I'd wanted to, not disperse the units. However, I could possibly have ended up with 23 by, or we had a last impulse to come down if this had went better, and maybe we could have took that, so 23. However, we're not really in any decent state to take. I think that's one of the cities. That's one. What do you say? That's one. So you can see that it's possible you could end up with. Well, I'm sure each of these cities would give you 2 point. Well, so that one gives you 3. I think the other ones give you 2 though. So add that on, you could possibly be at 26. So maybe not impossible, but as usual, pretty hard to achieve, I think, and certainly not for a first attempt. Quite happy to be continuing the game, and with the 21 victory points, which I think is important. I feel like that is important because we're going to get the support line. This support line, that's the line we're going to get. And if you look at things, apart from, okay, there is a wee bit more. Apart from this town and these two up here, we've got everything within that line. So, admittedly, that's 1, 2, 3, 4. 4 victory points are outside the line. So, yeah, we're going to have to defend them. I think I said I could get a Soviet support marker in to be able to protect that one, but not that. But it depends. I mean, I don't know. Are the Germans going to start ganging up and coming across that way? Well, they might, I suppose. They might. Yeah, okay. Right, so anyway, that check for victory or defeat. Right, no victory, no defeat. We carry on. Return all combat chips to the cup. I will do that. That is done. Remove all dispersed, and from turn 5 onwards forward support markers. We're not on. Right, sorry, got cut off there. Okay, where was I? Dispersed. Return all combat chips to the cup. We've done that. Remove all dispersed and forward support markers. Well, we got. Oops, daisies. Right. Disperse markers here, which was a terrible end to the turn. That attack shouldn't have just. Oh, what we had? 8 to 1, 10 chip pool, 9 chip pools, or I don't know. I think it was 9, yeah. And we ended up with D4. Sorry, A4. Wasn't it? Yeah, it was, wasn't it? I mean, admittedly, yeah, we took the guy out, we took the German unit out, but I mean, D8 or something like that. It was like overkill. Some of the chits are brutal. There wasn't as many. I think I said that. Yeah. There wasn't as many as the A1 hits in the previous game, but so it's a little shocking when you see that. But you know, they maybe felt like it was required or whatever. Right, what's the next bit? Remove German garrisons unable to trace reserve supply. Right, there's not an awful lot of them. So this one's fine, no issues. Yeah, no issues. Again, no issues. Can get up to here. And then there's, well, we've got some up the back there, but they're fine. I think the only other one is up here. No, actually, that might have issues now. Possibly. Hang on. Because obviously it's reserve supplies, we can't trace off this hex side. And we've got this unit here blocking this road. This unit here blocking that road. So he's got to actually get onto this road. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. Yeah, needs about 9 movement, I think. Yeah. Needs about 9 hexes. Am I missing something? No, I don't think so. I think that one's going to come away. Which is quite nice, actually. Yeah, and it can't come down this way. We've got everything covered in here. It's just we've got this bit of road. Yeah, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. Yeah, he's not making it. I think previous turn he probably reached this road and was able to get off, but that road's not any good at the moment. Yeah, I think that's going to come away, isn't it? Hang on. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. See, reaching the road here is not any good because we've got zone of control in through here. 6, yeah, 7. Yeah, one more would grab that hex. I don't know if that's on camera or not. I think it was just the 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. Yeah. Yeah, because I can't go in there as well to get the road, so I need to go 6, 7, and then yeah, it's just one out, I think. So hopefully that's right. We'll take that guy away. Okay, that's pretty good because you don't want to come up to try and get this guy. Remember, he has a victory point. So, and then this one extra bump is that garrison in the way, maybe, you know. So that's good. Where are we? Right, 6 to 12. Right, not on that. Right, advanced game turn marker. Right, didn't use the activate any one unit again. So we're moving on to turn 5. That's it. Okay. Right, I'll get this squared up and get that other bit up. Start uploading that bit. I do have a lot of time, but I think I should probably take a rest. I put quite a lot into it today, and maybe need to step back. I noticed the other day when I done a bit too much. I'm not saying I was getting tired of things or anything like that. I'm not saying that, but you know, when I got up the next morning, I was ready to go again. You know, so it can burn you out a little bit if you do too much in the one day, I think. So starting to feel a little bit like that today. I'm not going to be able to get right at it tomorrow, I don't think. Well, actually, I might be able to squeeze a wee bit in before I start going out and doing some chores. And then maybe get back in tomorrow evening sometime. Yeah. But I'll cut just now and get this uploaded, and we'll see. You know, I might go down the stair. It's not the end of the night as such, so I might go down the stair for a bit and then think, oh, I could maybe squeeze another impulse in. You never know. We shall see. Okay, cheers for now, guys.